morning, students. I hope you all are fit and fine at home. Friends, in our previous class, we were started the first chapter of civics, that is, what is democracy, why democracy. And in this, we will discuss about the term democracy and its feature. And today, we will discuss the next topic, that is why democracy. What are the merits and demerits of democracy? So for this, here are in your book the heading is given, arguments against democracy. And today we will start our class from this topic, arguments against democracy. It means here is given the demerits of democracy, which can say the points which are against democracy. Okay, so first we will discuss about the argument against democracy, and here in your book it is given some points which is against democracy. And for this, the first is, and for this note down the heading, instability. The first demerit of democracy is instability. Instability means when we say there is elections are conducted in democracy to elect the representatives, and these elections are conducted on regular basis, which results in changing of leaders. Frequently इलेक्शंस के टाइम में जो लीडर्स हैं वो चेंज होते रहते हैं, पावर चेंज होती रहती है, तो इट लीड्स टू इंस्टेबिलिटी इन द कंट्री, विच रिजल्ट्स इन द इंस्टेबिलिटी। कंट्री के अंदर जो कोई फिक्स गवर्नमेंट नहीं है, लीडर्स चेंज होते रहते हैं। ओके, नाउ द सेकेंड, नोट ऑन द सेकेंड हेडिंग ऑफ द पॉइंट, लॉस ऑफ मोरालिटी. The second demerit is loss of morality. Loss of morality mean when the election is conducted in democracy, to gain the power, the political leaders do some dirty tricks. They perform some malpractices, which results in the loss of morality. And the third leads to delay. In democracy, a long discussion is taken, a long procedure is occurred for taking a decision, sometimes which results in the delay in decision making. A long procedure conduct किया जाता है, long discussions होती हैं कोई भी decision take करने के लिए, which results in sometime delay in the decision making. Now the next heading is bad decisions. Sometimes the top level leaders which doesn't know the interest of the common people, then they take the decision which is not good for the country's common people, which is not good for the welfare of the country's people. And sometimes these decisions are bad decisions when they are taken by the top level leaders which doesn't know the interest of the common people. Now the next heading is, note of the heading, leads to corruption. Sometimes in election, to win the election, to gain the power, the political parties bribe the voters. They provide some gifts to them, which leads to corruption in the country. This is also the demerit of democracy. And the next is, sometimes the ordinary people doesn't know what is good for them. They doesn't know to whom the vote is cast. So sometimes with these ordinary people, a wrong representative can be elected. So these are the some arguments against democracy, or we can say the demerits of democracy. Okay. Now the next is arguments for democracy. Arguments for democracy mean the points which is in favor of democracy, mean the merits of democracy, or we can say how we can say that democracy is the बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है, कि डेमोक्रेसी को क्यों हम बोलते हैं कि सबसे बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट है. व्हाई इट इज प्रेफर्ड बाय द मोस्ट ऑफ द कंट्रीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. क्यों सभी वर्ल्ड की मोस्टली अगर कंट्रीज की बात करें तो वो क्यों डेमोक्रेसी को फॉलो करना चाहते हैं. तो हियर आर सम पॉइंट्स विच आर इन फेवर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी, एंड फॉर दिस फर्स्ट हियर इज गिवन अ स्टोरी ऑफ चाइना. Now, so during the period of 1958-1961 in China, a worst famine was occurred, which is recorded as the world's worst famine. In this, near about 3 crore people was killed. And on the same time period in India, which is the neighboring country of China, such famine was not occurred. The reason is, it is not the economic condition is different of China and India. It is same, the same economic condition, almost same economic condition of China and India. But the reason is different government policies of China and India. In India, there is a multi-party system. In India, there is democracy. There is a number of political parties which contest in elections in India, and when any issue, any problem arises in the country, the opposition parties oppose the ruling party. And during this period, when the shortage of food grains occurred or started in India, the media published these news in the newspapers or in television channels, on radio, and the opposition party also started to oppose the government, which results in to taken the steps by the Indian government to solve this problem, to solve the problem of shortage of food grain. But in China, where is the one party system? There is no any party which is to oppose the Communist Party in China. There is only one party and they have no fear of opposition. That's why this problem occurs in a large scale. The worst famine of the world occurred in China. So here the first point which is in favor of democracy is arised. Why we can say that democracy is the best form of government. Underline the point. A democratic government is better government because it is a more accountable form of government. Because democratic government is accountable government. Accountable means that can be questioning. In democracy, we can questioning the government and the government has to answer it. Democratic government is answerable. They have to answer our questions. That is the accountable government. That's why we can say a democratic government is better government. Now the second point in favor of democracy is, underline the point, democracy improves the quality of decision making. It means in democracy there is little chance of wrong decisions. It improves the quality of decision making because in democracy a long discussions is taken. A large number of people are consulted to take the decision, which minimize the chance of bad decision. That's why we can say that democracy is the best form of government. Now underline the third point which is in favor of democracy. Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. It means that democracy solves the problem of differences, solve the problem of different social groups in the country. We can say in any country there are different type of people whose ideas are different, whose opinions are different, they follow different religion, they speak different languages, and sometimes there is clashes among them. Their views clash with each other, and for this the one way to solve this problem is to the powerful group, the majority group dominance over the other. But in long run it results in the loss of unity in the country. It results in the violence in the country. But if this problem is solved in democratically way, if in democracy we can say all the people, all the social groups have the chance to say their views, to say their opinion. In democracy, everyone has the chance, everyone has the opportunity to present their views, and with this the view, the opinion which is in majority, that is to be followed, which results in the minimize of the conflicts. ठीक है, जैसे जो conflicts हैं, differences हैं, वो country के अंदर remove हो जाते हैं, settle हो जाते हैं, solve हो जाते हैं. Now the next underline the fourth point, democracy enhances the dignity of the citizens. Dignity means self-respect of the people. Meaning democracy, everyone is equal, whether he is poor, whether he is rich, literate, educated, upper caste, belong to upper caste or low caste, everyone is equal in democracy. There is no discrimination. There is no discrimination on the ground of their color, caste, religion, gender. No, everyone is equal, which results in the enhancing of their dignity. Mean democracy increases the self-respect, dignity of the citizens. Okay? Yes, students. Now underline the next point, fifth point. Democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. Okay? The fifth merit of democracy is that it allows us, it gives us the opportunity to correct its mistake. ये नहीं है कि डेमोक्रेसी में कभी कोई मिस्टेक नहीं होती है, कभी कोई रॉन्ग डिसीजन टेक नहीं होती है. इट कैन हैपन, बट डेमोक्रेसी प्रोवाइड अस द अपॉर्चुनिटी to correct the mistakes. Sometimes the leaders, the representatives choose the or take the wrong decision, and the people of the country, the common citizen of the country protest against it. And when the people protest against it, then the ruler can change the law, can change the decision. But if the ruler doesn't change the decision, then in next election, the people can change the rulers. Then in this way, the people have the chance, people have the opportunity to correct the mistakes. So this is the fifth point of merits of democracy. That's why we can say democracy is the best form of government. Okay? Now the next topic is broader meaning of democracy. And in this, first we will discuss the types of democracy. There are two types of democracy: direct democracy and indirect democracy. These are the two types of democracy. So first we will discuss about direct democracy. Direct democracy means when all the citizens, when all the adult citizens of the country take part in the decision making process, then this is known as direct democracy. And indirect democracy, which is also known as representative democracy. And in representative democracy, the representatives or the leaders are elected by the people in elections, and those elected people govern the country on the basis of, on the behalf of common people. So this type of democracy is known as indirect democracy, or we can say the representative democracy. Mean when the representatives are elected, when the ministers are elected by the people, and those elected people govern the country. So this is known as indirect democracy. And in today's world, most countries of the world follow indirect democracy. Because why the direct democracy is not possible? In your book, here is given the points. Here is given two blue squares, underline these points. Okay, why the direct democracy is not possible in modern democracies, in modern world countries of the world. The first, modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. Means, if we check the population size of the countries, that is a huge. Mean there is a big size of population, large size of population in the countries of the world. So it is physically not possible to sit all the people together in a place. That's why direct democracy is not possible. On the other hand, next point, underline it, even if they could, the citizen doesn't have the time, the desire or the skill to take part in all the decisions. I mean, if they arrange a place to sit together, but all the people can't free on same time. It is not possible that all the adult citizens can free on a same time. And all the people doesn't have the desire, doesn't have the skill for decision making. That's why most countries of the world follow indirect democracy. And next, on the next page, here is given the broader sense, broader meaning of democracy. Democracy is not followed only in the government structure. It can also follow in any family, any institution, or in any organization. For example, if we set in a family, if a decision is taken by a single person, only the head of the family can take the decision. No other people, no other family members consider their views, can't take part in the decision making. Then we can say there is no democracy in the family. But if all the family members collectively take decision, all the views of all the family members considered while taking the decision, then we can say there is democracy in the country. And same way in any organization, in any institution, if the decision is taken by only by the top level authorities, no other members of no other people of the institution considered, then there is no democracy. But if the decision is taken by the consideration of all the people, then we can say there is democracy. There is a democracy in that institution, in that organization. This is the broader meaning of the term democracy. It is also included in democracy. Not only the government. Democracy can also occur in any family, in any institution, in any organization. And next, here is also given some ideals of the democracy. Underline this. True democracy will come to this country only when no one goes hungry to bed. Means, in the true sense, we can say democracy when every person has two-time meal needs. Mean, two-time meal needs satisfied of any person of the country. Then we can say democracy in true sense. And next, every citizen needs to have equal information, basic education, equal resources, and a lot of commitment. And when these ideals are fulfilled, then we can say the democracy in a true sense. But we can't take these ideals seriously because no country of the world has this type of democracy. कहीं पर भी ये सभी आइडल्स फुलफिल नहीं होते हैं. No country of the world has a true sense democracy. That's why we can say the democratic country, when they follow the features of democracy. When the features of democracy are accepted or followed by any country, then we can say that is a democratic country. So this is the difference between the minimal democracy and good democracy. When every democratic country has to take steps to adopt the true sense democracy, to fulfill the ideals of democracy, then we can say it is a good democracy. But if the features are followed, then we can say there is a minimal democracy. That is a democratic country. So no country is a perfect democracy. The features of the democracy that we discussed in this chapter provided only the minimum conditions of a democracy. The minimum condition for democratic country is to fulfill the features of democracy. In other features को fulfill किया जाता है, then we can say that is a democratic country. Okay, and with this your chapter has been completed. And if you have any query, any problem, then you can discuss it in your doubt clearing session. Okay.